Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Madar from Food and Fragrances. Today we got a wonderful video for you. We will be talking about Valentine's Day, the day of love, the day of appreciation. Now, whether it be for yourself, whether it be for your significant other, or whether it be for your partner, whatever the case may be, feeling good and starting off that day with a spritz from your favorite bottle is key. It'll uplift your mood, it'll kind of get you ready, and maybe could put you in the mood for something a little bit later on. So the importance of having these types of fragrances in your wardrobe, to me, are critical because you can use them for days like this. You could use them for occasions, for, parties, for, upscale events, whatever the case may be. So stick with me. I got 6 fragrances that I think would be perfect for Valentine's Day to really put in that extra oomph in your step. So we'll play my music, and when I get back, I'll show you the 6 that I've chosen. So, sounds like you guys are interested in what I have to say, so thank you guys for joining me. First and foremost, I do want to say, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. It helps me grow, helps build the channel, and honestly, I appreciate you guys, tuning into my videos and really dropping your comments. Secondly, drop your comment. Let me know what your scent of the day for Valentine's Day is, or what it's going to be. What do you guys turn to? What is your favorite? Let me know. I'd love to explore it and maybe talk about it in, some of my later videos. Like the video, share the video amongst friends and family, and I will have some links for some of the samples if I can find them, just so it gives you a safe space to purchase the samples. Also, if I do have an affiliate link to it, I will let you know. It does help get a little bit of kickback to the channel at no additional labor to you, which does, help fund the channel for future endeavors. So again, I truly appreciate your support, and I think without further ado, let's jump into the video. When we talk about Valentine's Day is a special day, right? Regardless of if you believe it's a corporate shell, if you believe, it's the end-all be-all days of recognition, whatever the case may be, you always want to put in that extra effort, whether it be for yourself to feel good or for your significant other, or even if you're married, right? Because putting in that extra effort is something that kind of pays dividends in the future. It's, you don't ever want to kind of come back and say, oh, you kind of didn't care and yada, yada, yada. So best way to kind of attack that and really get a person in the mood is through one of their sensories, which is their smell, not cocaine. Relax, all right? But it's through their smell. And I don't know if I want to do my honorable mention at the start or if I want to do it later, because I do think it's a great fragrance. It's just when you talk about attainability, when you talk about cost, not many of you guys are going to be like interested in it. So it is what it is, but I think I'll save it for later. So we'll actually touch upon the first fragrance. Now, the first fragrance that we're going to talk about is from the house of Penhaligons, and this is the new Aulula. Really cool rendition of this. This is actually a part of the trades line with Penhaligons. And if you're a fan of Tom Ford's Plum Japanese or Boudicca's The King, which I've talked about on this channel, something with like a plum and tobacco, this could be the solution that you're looking for. In Penhaligon's form, the longevity isn't the greatest. I will be very upfront with you, but the quality is there. I love the scent profile of this. You get frankincense, you get black pepper, you get plum, you get tobacco. I believe you get some vanilla in here or amber in here. It's a really well done fragrance. It's warm, it's spicy, it's sweet, there's fruitiness to it, but the fruitiness is darker. Now, with this fragrance, it is comforting. It's enveloping. It's something that when you're wearing it, there's that warmth to it that emits from your body. And the sweetness is done very, very elegantly. It's not cloying. It's not something that will be headache inducing. In fact, as you wear it, in my opinion, when you talk about the Killians, angel shares, things like that with that boozy accord, this one kind of falls in the line of if you were to wear something like that, you would appreciate something like this. Even though the notes are totally different, meaning that the frankincense in here is good and the tobacco is good, that really kind of gives it its backbone. Then that plum accord comes out. You get that dark fruitiness to it. I think that's kind of where it ties in to the type of wearing experience. But the way that this fragrance sits, especially if you're trying to put a little bit of a oomph in your fragrance wardrobe, I think this would be an excellent choice. Aulula is newer, so definitely try and sample it if you can. But I think this scent profile, you know, the Plum Japonese profile from Tom Ford is done really well. And I think a little bit more uplifted with this one and a little bit more tamed down where it doesn't feel in your face. Aulula could be the fragrance for you. So definitely give this one a try if you haven't. Sample, sample, sample. See how the longevity is for you. But I think to crack the code of longevity issues, spray it on your clothes instead of skin. Maybe Penhaligon's works better on clothes than it does skin. So I don't know. Let's see. It's really nice. You know, what I get out of this is somewhat sort of a shisha vibe. Almost think about Killian Smoking Hot, if you haven't smelt that one yet. If this isn't available to you, Killian Smoking Hot is another good substitute for this. But this one is really done well because you get that nice toastiness of frankincense and the tobacco, which is really, really done well. So give it a try. Maybe see if Penhaligon's works better on clothes. Anyways, I digress. We'll move on to the next one. So the second fragrance we're going to be talking about is Byredo. Now, is it Bal d'Afrique? No, no. What could it be? It's a great question you ask. We're going to be talking about Reine de Nuit. Now, if you haven't smelled Reine de Nuit from Byredo, this is a fantastic fragrance. You're looking at rose, you're looking at black currant, you're looking at musky, you're looking at incensey. This is dark, this is spicy, this is a little bit floral. In my honest opinion, highly, highly, highly unisex. But my wife does wear this a lot more than I do, and when she wears it, I can tell. It's done superbly well. This is one of the longer lasting Byredos from their collection. You know, this is not something that you have to worry about fading away. This is done extremely well. In my honest opinion, I think even though it's not particularly similar, you're looking on the same vein as A Portrait of a Lady from Frederick Malle. Although, again, scent profile may differ, but that's the kind of richness and depth that you're getting out of the juice. And just take a look at the juice color on that. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a wonderful fragrance. It's very unique. It's something that I didn't think that Byredo would be capable of doing. And it is an extrait de Perfume. So again, that longevity is not going to be a question. But again, the warm spiciness of the florals really come through. There's this energy that really kind of comes through with it, a flutteriness that really comes through. And it's just done extremely well, almost to the point that you'd think there's a little bit of an oud in here, which there really isn't. It's that incense and rose that really takes this fragrance up to a level. In my opinion, if you own this and you do have a partner, a significant other, a wife, husband, whatever the case may be, this is a great unisex fragrance for you to share. And when we're talking about Valentine's Day, this is beautifully sexy, seductive. I think, you know, the closer you guys are together in this intimate setting, dinner, whatever the case may be, this is not going to be offensive. This is not going to be interrupting. This is a very smell good fragrance, very friendly fragrance, although it is a little bit darker. So highly suggest getting your nose on this one. Maybe a little bit more expensive on the Byredo line, but I think it's definitely worth it. I mean, if you're gonna spend on a Byredo, I think this is probably the one that you should take a look at, you know, despite the other cool offerings that they have. So Reine de Nuit from Byredo. You guys ready for the third one? Let's see. Now, the third fragrance is a fairly simplistic fragrance. This is, again, very highly unisex. A person actually dropped a comment on this fragrance because I had a short about it. But this is from the house of Indult, and this is Tihota. Now, if you haven't heard about Indult, this is Maison Francis Kurkdjian's, or Francis Kurkdjian's, I guess, main brand, side brand, I don't know. He perfumed this. This is his. Really his. And I'll say this. If you have Grand Soir, it's, you know, I mean, you're looking at the same type of feeling with this. However, the longevity and the way the scent develops as you wear it is very, very addicting. Almost to the point that I would say this is actually better than Grand Soir. The wearing experience is better than Grand Soir. It is simplistic as simplistic can be. Vanilla and musk. That's it. And literally, I know it's like, oh no, you're reading off of the note. No, 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 no. Vanilla and musk. This is all that it is. That's all that there is to it. Right from the nozzle, you get this rich, savory, delicious, sweet vanilla. As you wear it, first spray, you're not going to be necessarily too intrigued by it, but as the night develops, your nose is going to be hooked on it, which means the person you are with, their nose is going to be hooked on it to the point that they're going to go in for snuggles and it's just going to be reactionary at that point. It's very, very nice. It's so, there is sweetness to it, but the vanilla richness and the balance of it doesn't make it feel overly sweet and cloying. It's more high quality vanilla than it is sort of like the designer stuff, if you know what I mean. Like the designer stuff where it's almost, again, headache inducing. This is not it. It gets toasty, it gets rich, it gets very, very, it vibrates off of your skin is what I'm trying to say. Like it emits off of your skin. It's done really well. And the more you heat up, the more this fragrance will start to unleash its powers. You do get a little bit of a powderiness with it. So if people are concerned that, hey, it might lean a little bit more feminine, not necessarily. I think this is a very, very unisex fragrance. But you know how some people enjoy their gourmands. This one will be the gourmand. And again, at the price point that it is, I think it's actually a really good bang for your buck. And it's something that you don't need too many sprays of. So highly recommend. Check out Tihota. If you do have a Grand Soir, don't go out your way. Honestly, don't go out your way for this because it'll be very redundant. I do think Grand Soir is a little bit more linear than this is, but I just don't think it's worth owning two. It doesn't make sense. So Indult from Tihota, really, really worth checking out. And I guess we'll drop to the fourth. Now, I hate doing this, but technically they're from a different house. Indult is Francis Kurkdjian's own specialty house. But this is the OG, triple OG. This is MFK. Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Gentle Fluidity Gold. Now, a lot of you know about silver, and silver is a phenomenal scent. Very masculine. However, Gentle Fluidity Gold is more so the unisex version of it because it does have vanilla. Now, the vanilla that is found in Tihota, the last fragrance that we talked about, is nowhere close to the vanilla that's in here. This one is almost boozy. And the reason why is if you've smelled Gentle Fluidity Silver, the juniper berries, it continues the tradition with that in this fragrance. However, the vanilla and that sharpness from the juniper play incredibly, incredibly well together. This to me is a standout fragrance. This is a top tier fragrance. This is I'm more than okay with saying you should own a bottle of this type of fragrance, whether it be this size, which is 35 ml at a stunning price, in my opinion, or the 70 ml, which I feel like I will be upgrading to in the near future. I do have to make a dent in this, I'm not gonna lie, but when I do wear this, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The cleanliness of the vanilla is so well put together. That means if you're putting in that extra effort, you're looking sharp, you've gotten your haircut, you've stylized your facial hair, you're clean cut, you're dressed to the T. This is the fragrance I'm going with because it's clean, it's airy, it's seductive in with the vanilla. Like the vanilla is very much the main star in this, but it's not heavy, it's not thick, it's not syrupy, it's just airy, aerated, and clean. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. This is a phenomenal fragrance. You know, if you haven't smelled this, out of everything, this is the one that you guys should really, really sample and get your nose on. I love this stuff. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a little bit musky. It almost resembles a little bit booziness, just in the cleaner side, not the syrupy side. Yeah, yeah. Gentle fluidity gold. This is the one. I like this more than silver. Unpopular opinion. I don't care. I don't care. Gold is the way to go. So we'll move on to our last fragrance, the top of the list fragrance. I lied. You know what? Let's do our honorable mention because why not? Now, our honorable mention is from the house of Henry Jacques. This is Monsieur Bouquet. Now, I've spoken about this fragrance, I think in one other video, if I recall, because I remember butchering the name. Sorry, but this fragrance is beautiful. Another fragrance that is very well kept, very, very sharp in a sense, but very clean in a sense. The aromatics in here are phenomenal. You get pine, you get like pine needles, you get leather, you get a wonderful, wonderful fougere-like qualities with this. If I'm not mistaken, I believe a benzoin in here. It's just done extremely well. The blending is phenomenal. The sweetness does come from a combination of cinnamon, benzoin, patchouli with olibanum. You do get a bit of muskiness in here, but realistically, what Henry Jacques does like a phenomenal job with, is their sense when it comes to fougere like qualities. Even though there's elements of sweetness with it, the aromatics that come out of this fragrance and really just come off your skin is just remarkable. And again, when it comes to presentation, I don't think it's unmatched. The bottles are made out of genuine crystal. Again, their caps are beautiful. Just, a tip, because I have seen people who've gotten their first Henry Jacques not know how to put the cap on, because what it does is it does come with a stopper, and the sprayer is actually packed separately, so you have to kind of twist it off, pull it off delicately, then add the sprayer on, and then turn it and lock it in. But their bottle designs are absolutely beautiful, and it just looks beautiful. But the scent profile is remarkable. It's just clean, uplifting. Again, if you're clean cut, if you're putting in that extra effort, and you want to smell good without, I almost want to say without it making it feel like you're wearing a fragrance, this is it. This is it. There's just an element of naturality when it comes to wearing a Henry Jacques. Like, it's not anything like what's on this list. It does come with a heavy price point. Not gonna lie, you're looking at, I know if you're talking about USD, I think you're looking at like 950 USD for a 90 ml, which is up there. But you know, I think when you talk about people who are building collections and things like that, it's more so about you should owe it to yourself to like research and pick up at least one bottle to add to your collection and let that be your holy grail signature, right? As opposed to just kind of picking up things here, here, and there. But back to the theme, Henry Jacques would be a absolute winner. I think it is a little bit more masculine leaning, in my honest opinion, but it would be an absolute winner of, you know, if you have it in your wardrobe, because days like Valentine's Day, it's one of those things that you put in and you would be recognized. You would be, you know, your significant other would be like, "God, what are you wearing? This is insane," type of thing. So honorable mention, Henry Jacques, just due to the affordability factor. It is what it is, but it is a stunner of a fragrance. So now we'll hit up our last fragrance. Our last fragrance that we're going to be talking about had my interest when it said it resembled a fragrance in my collection that I really, really loved, but I wanted to know what this perfumer could do with the materials that he has if it comes close to the fragrance that I love. The fragrance that I love was Parisian from Fragrance du Bois. I don't know if you guys can guess it, but if you guys can guess it, yo, kudos to you, round of applause. My number one pick for Valentine's Day this year, I don't know if you can see the green cap, but it is Harrods Oud from Raja Dove. Beautiful green cap, beautiful bottle. This reminds me of Parisian from Fragrance du Bois a lot. And the cool thing about this, right on the first spray, you're getting that wonderful fantasy-like rose de maille. It's so gorgeous. It's so delicate. It's so pink. When you think about it, it has like those pink nuances for a delicate rose floral. This is wonderful. The oud in here is balanced extremely well. You have a lot of floral components in here, artemisia. You got aldehydes in here, which gives it that cleanliness. There's still that richness, that sultriness with the fragrance. And again, it's a banger. It lasts very, very long. To me, I think when you're talking about price point proposition to quality offered, this is a stunner banger of a fragrance. And the cool thing about that is, even though this would be my number one pick for Valentine's Day, it's tried, true, tested, wifey loves it. This is a fragrance that would be universal for other events, other key events in your life. So owning a bottle like this, that again is stunningly beautiful, beautiful green cap, something that would just sit extremely well in your collection, but most importantly, smell just as good as it looks. This would be the fragrance worth checking out. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's delicate, it's dreamy, it's highly unisex. It's something that is shareable. This is something, again, that, you know, like if you're sitting with your significant other and they catch this off of you, the way that this just kind of flutters in the air and comes off of you, like the projection, is just divine. It's not something that would annoy anybody. It's not something that would, you know, upset any noses. It's very, very, very friendly, but it's just something that, in my opinion, I think would be phenomenal for you to wear, especially on a day like that if you just really want to make a splash. So that is Harrods Oud from Raja to round out the list. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the list? Do you agree with me? Do you want to check them out? Let me know down below in the comments section. Again, let me know what you guys are wearing for Valentine's Day as well, what your scent of the day or scent of the night will be. Most importantly, please, please, please support the channel, subscribe, like, share the content, comment below. And again, I'll have the links down below. But otherwise, be safe, practice good communication skills on Valentine's Day, and set the mood right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Much love. Bye.